Hello everyone and welcome to Blaugrana everything and welcome back to the channel and welcome to a match review for what is one of the most dominant displays Barcelona have put out in an El Clasico in recent history. I mean, like, seriously, I think we have to go back to the Pep Guardiola Manita at the Camp Nou. That's the last time Barcelona dominated Real Madrid this much. I know you're going to say, well, Barca beat Real Madrid 3-0 and 4-0 at the Bernabeu just a couple seasons ago, but even in those matches, Barcelona did not restrict Real Madrid to such a limited amount of opportunities. That's how good Barcelona were. Of course, you could throw in the fact that, Karim Benzema wasn't fit and whatever, but you know what? This is El Clasico, alright? Whoever is supposed to be there is supposed to step up. Yes, Benzema isn't there, but Barca have gone into El Clasicos without Messi, without Piqué, without Neymar, without whoever. Players had to step up and they did it, and Real Madrid's players just did not step up. And the reason why, I would have to say, it goes back to a video of mine that I uploaded, just my last video. Now, I know a lot of you haven't watched it, it's only sitting on like 500 views right now, but I'm talking about the key battles going into this El Clasico, and I have to say that I managed to pick the 3 battles that ended up defining this match. Granted, the first one, which was like Benzema versus Aubameyang, well, that one, Benzema didn't play, and well, honestly speaking, it would have been fun to see how many he would have scored though. But yeah, at the end of the day, we all saw what Aubameyang ended up doing. Man of the match, if we go by the stats, and I think just generally, I'd say man of the match. He was our most dangerous player throughout both halves. I mean, Ferran Torres and Dembele will have a word on that. But there's so much to talk about. All our forwards either scored or assisted today. 2 goal involvements for each of them, at the very minimum. 2 assists for Dembele, a goal and an assist for Ferran. 2 goals and an assist for Aubameyang as well. There's not that much more Barca could have asked for from their attackers. Same goes for their defenders as well. Shut things down. And anyway, this is a match review, right? I'm supposed to follow a format, but I think I'm not going to be able to. But this is what the starting 11s look like, and I'll use that and just sort of piggyback on that to talk about, I think, the first battle that Real Madrid lost on this day that Barcelona won, and that ended up defining how this tie would pan out. And that was the battle between the 2 managers, Xavi Hernandez and Carlo Ancelotti. When Xavi Hernandez benched Dani Alves and started Ronald Araujo at right back, I thought maybe that was a bit of an oversight on his part. I will admit that. I will also admit that I was very wrong to have thought that. When Carlo Ancelotti picked both Nacho and David Alaba to start in this game, I was expecting Alaba would play left back so you can defend against Ousmane Dembele. And once again, I was wrong with my expectation because he actually played Nacho at left back. And right from the get-go, you knew that if Dembele gets any space to run into, Nacho is basically a piece of dead wood just standing in the way, just acting as a distraction at best. He's not going to be able to keep up with Dembele. And that's the first thing where I think Carlo Ancelotti completely messed up, and Xavi Hernandez, on the other hand, made a masterstroke of a decision because, yes, Vinicius did have a few sightings of goal, but all in all, Ronald Araujo kept him quiet and cut him off from that Real Madrid system. And like I had mentioned in the key battles videos, Vinicius is very, very vital to how Real Madrid are creating this season. And of course, I said as well, Dembele is vital for how Barca are creating. So that's kind of a nice little segue into the next battle, which I think we should look at, that Barcelona once again dominated, and that was the one between Ousmane Dembele and Vinicius Jr. The fact that they're actually lining up on the same side of the pitch, I think it just sort of underlines even furthermore how much of an impact they could have had on each other's game. Vinicius could have been tracking back on Dembele. He rarely did that. Dembele did help to track back on Vinicius, which once again, like I say, it just goes to show here how Barcelona really dominated the duos that were key to them winning this game. The midfield, Pedri ran that midfield, Busquets, Frenkie de Jong. Real Madrid's midfielders could not live with their movement, couldn't get near them with their passing. Toni Kroos and Luka Modric were basically non-existent in that first half. I barely saw them have any kind of impact. Militao was probably like Real Madrid's playmaker in that first half because he was the one playing passes out to Vinicius. He was the one playing out, trying to play those balls behind Barcelona's defense. And man, like I just said, this was just all-around Barcelona dominating Real Madrid. I have not seen Barcelona dominate Real Madrid in this manner since the 2010-2011 Clasico at the Camp Nou. I reiterate. Oddly enough, I'm actually wearing a replica jersey from that season. This was my first original FC Barcelona kit. Yes, I have to say original because, where I'm from, they're not always original. Okay, so I should also probably just throw in that I think all of our players had a good game here. Yes, our defenders were largely untroubled, but even when they were, I felt like Eric Garcia and in particular Marc-Andre ter Stegen did exactly what they needed to do. And don't even get me started on my man Ronald Araujo. What a game from the kid. Now, funny enough, before he scored his goal from that corner kick, Real Madrid had that opportunity on the break where, Barcelona tried to play a fancy corner kick. And I was seething at that point and I was just saying, why are we wasting time taking corner kicks like this? We should just put the ball on Araujo's head from every corner. And the next corner, that's exactly what Ousmane Dembele did. And boom, Araujo got on the score sheet. That's now a goal against Real Madrid, a goal against Atletico de Madrid as well. This kid knows how to turn up in those big matches. And once again, that's just what the difference was. Barcelona's players turned up. Real Madrid's players like Militao, like Alaba, all these big names, these guys didn't turn up. And that's where the difference was. At the end of the day, I can only echo Xavi Hernandez's words because, post-match press conference, Xavi was saying, we expected a harder game than that. And I think all of us as Barca fans did expect a harder game than that. I expected that we would be put under pressure, we would concede goals here and there. I did think we would score as well, but I just didn't think all goals would go unanswered. And I didn't think that I'd be walking away from this match saying that Barcelona should have scored at least 6. Alright, because we're looking at, there was that glaring miss by Ferran and there was also one miss as well by Aubameyang, which should have been scored. So I don't really know what else I can say here. I'm supposed to pick a man of the match, of course, and to be honest, I'm going to go with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, but that's only because I can't go with Xavi Hernandez, because I think this match played out exactly how Xavi would have wanted it to. And sure, Ancelotti didn't have his best player and his most vital component of how his team attacks. And you can't, there's no way around that. But the fact is, he failed to cope with it. He failed to come up with a solution that would keep his team competitive, and that's what it was always going to be about in this match, being competitive, and Barca were the only team in it. So I'm just happy to say that. And thank you for tuning in as well. I mean, there's probably going to be some more stuff coming up. This was the last match of this month, meaning that you can expect to be seeing my usual monthly ratings for the players' performances coming up soon. And also, what a way to go into the international break on the biggest possible high. The only way it could have been better than this was if we were playing a Champions League knockout fixture and we won it in the last minute. Alright, Barca going into the international break on a high, and I couldn't be any happier. It took me like an hour to calm down and be able to record this video. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. What are your thoughts on the match? Who was your man of the match? And yeah, Forza Barca.